On December 10th through the 11th, 2014, the Pacific Northwest was hit hard by a vigorous low-pressure system that traveled north along the west coast, then northeast across Oregon and Washington. Widespread damaging winds occurred across most of Oregon. Western Washington, as well as the Blue Mountains and the Blue Mountain foothills of southeast Washington, also received extreme high winds. Let's recap the events that occurred on Wednesday, December 10th and Thursday, December 11th. Inside the dark black line is the forecast area of responsibility for the National Weather Service in Pendleton. This is the area that I will be focusing for this presentation. The first development of strong winds occurred on Wednesday, December 10th. A deep and strong low-pressure system developed off the southern Oregon coast. Winds in the upper atmosphere began to increase. Meanwhile, a warm front tracked across Oregon. This type of pattern typically creates mountain waves along the ridgetops. Sometimes these mountain waves can propagate down the lee side of a mountain, creating sudden and strong wind gusts, as you can see on the schematic on the screen. This is exactly what occurred along the base of the Oregon Blue Mountain foothills, Union County, and Wallow Valley. Wind gusts as strong as 60 miles per hour were reported in Joseph and Union, and 56 to 57 miles per hour in Helix and Milton Freewater. Unfortunately, a significant traffic accident occurred along Highway 11, 8 miles outside of Pendleton, associated with the strong winds. The strong winds were more prevalent and widespread on Thursday, December 11th. During this time, not only were the winds in the upper atmosphere very strong, but there was also a very tight pressure gradient at the surface as the offshore low moved north along the coast. The combination of strong winds aloft and a tight pressure gradient are often what bring the most damaging winds in the National Weather Service Pendleton's forecast area. Take a look at some of the incredibly strong wind gusts that were observed on December 11th. Not all stations are represented. Many of our followers on Facebook and Twitter, as well as weather spotters, ham radio operators, and emergency management, were very helpful providing up-to-date storm information. Your reports help us understand the impacts of this incredible storm. Damaging winds are not uncommon in eastern Washington and eastern Oregon during the winter. There are some preparations that you can make to prevent wind damage and to remain safe. If wind advisories, high wind watches, or high wind warnings are issued, take action before winds increase. Tie down or find a storage space for trampolines, lawn furniture, holiday decorations, garbage cans, roofing material, etc. When driving during strong winds, have both hands on the wheel and watch for other drivers. It's possible that other drivers may swerve outside of their lane. It's better to stay indoors during high winds. If you must be outdoors, protect your eyes and face from flying debris, and watch for loose objects that may suddenly become airborne. Strong winds can knock down trees and power lines. If you observe a downed power line, stay away from the power line. Always assume the power line is alive. Call 911 immediately to report a fallen power line. The lower Columbia Basin is very susceptible to blowing dust during high wind events. This video of blowing dust was taken on December 11th by one of our forecasters located about 3 miles northeast of Milton Freewater. Do not drive into blowing dust. If possible, turn around. If you suddenly find yourself in blowing dust, turn on your headlights and your safety lights. Follow the yellow outside line. If it is safe to pull over, do so, but avoid hitting your brakes. Drive as far away from the road as safely possible. This video is brought to you by the National Weather Service in Pendleton. We are here 24/7 with the latest weather information. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and feel free to share your observations with us. On behalf of the staff at the National Weather Service, thank you for listening.